guys ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We all love, we all one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Now everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We all love, we all one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Now everybody, get up on your feet and see the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet and see the light in everybody you meet. And let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We all love, we all one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey.
Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living here in Santa Rosa. And let's give some more love to our fabulous band for waking us up this morning with that beautiful music. I'm Reverend Russ Laguerre, and I'm the assistant minister here at the center, and I'm so thrilled to be with you today. And if you happen to be joining us for the first time, or maybe the first time in a long time, we especially want to welcome you here. And please know, too, that your children are very welcome here. We just recently brought back our youth program. It's funny I say that as I see Hannah running off. And it's been such a fabulous success. And we have childcare for your infants during our second service, for your toddlers. We have fun, spirit-centered programming for your elementary kids, for your middle schoolers, and we're working really hard to bring back our teen program. And if you have mentored teens in the past and you've also taken our foundational classes here at the center, please reach out to Jennifer Caldwell by sending an email to youth@cslsr.org. If you're in the room, she's also waving her arms frantically to get your attention, so definitely talk with her. Once we have teen advisors, because we do have teens who are interested in our teen program, then we'll be able to get that going too, and eventually, hopefully, one of these days, we can go back to teen camp, which would be awesome. So please reach out to Jennifer if you are interested in that. And I also wanted to say a special thank you to all of our wonderful live stream viewers, those who are watching us on Facebook, on YouTube, on our website. If you do love watching us online and you're on Facebook and YouTube, please consider sharing us with your friends by clicking on that share button at the bottom of your screen. That helps us to get the word out and to share all of the wonderful things that are going on here at the Center with the World. Also, if you'd like to have more information about what's going on here at our center, please visit our website, cslsr.org. And there you'll find our monthly info pages by clicking on the photo of the typewriter on the website. And in those info pages, you'll find everything that's going on throughout the month at our center. And there's quite a lot there. It's more than one page because there's some really cool stuff. So definitely check that out if you're looking at how you can get plugged in here. You can also find a pamphlet called What We Believe at our info desk that says exactly that. What is it that we teach here? What do we believe? What is this thing called science of mind? If you're online, you can also send an email to our Chief Operating Officer, Linda Hann, and she'll send you a PDF copy of either of those documents if for whatever reason you can't find them. Now, the juicy fun stuff. At the Center for Spiritual Living here in Santa Rosa, we are motivated by a vision of a healthy, loving world. It is known as the Global Vision, and it calls us to imagine a world that works for everyone. We envision a world in which we live and we grow as one global family that respects and honors the interconnectedness of all life. A world where this kinship with all life prospers and connects through the guidance of spiritual wisdom and experience. And we follow our vision through the 4 primary values at our center. And would you please read those out loud with me? Spiritual living, integrity, love, and compassion. So I know that somewhere between the amazing music, meditation, prayer practices, and the message today is exactly what it is that you need to experience for the next step of your spiritual unfoldment. You are so very welcome here. Now, please enjoy some music before our short time of silent contemplation.
Yes, we are. I breathe into this loving presence that is the all and everything behind life as we see it, life as we dream it, and life as we imagine it, because that infinite substance that creates itself through itself is that expression of the one, whether we call it love, wisdom, beauty, peace. It is always that substance that is ever expanding, infinitely expressing, and creating. And as such, it has created each and every one of us as individualized expressions of itself, like drops of water in the ocean. We stand united and yet infused with the one and having our own being in it. We are always part of it because it is infusing all of our bodies, all of our expressions of our hearts and our souls and our dreams. And so I speak this word for this service today to know that there is that blessing of creativity and authenticity in everything that's being presented, whether it is the music, the spoken word, or simply the person next to you, whether you know them or not. We are expressing as community. And in this way, this time together is simply a time to rest in the divine, to rest into our own sense of our own centeredness, our own being, to find that spark of joy and creativity, to move through anything unlike itself, to express ourselves more fully, more deeply. So in this way, I just give thanks for all that come together to create this time so that we are here in person or in our own homes enjoying this service and opening ourselves to it. I just simply give gratitude in advance for all that happens and all that expresses today. And I give thanks as I release this word into the law and let it be, because it already is. And so it is. Good morning. I'm Claire Victor, a prayer practitioner emeritus here, and I'd like to invite you to read the affirmation with me. I love and accept myself exactly as I am.
All right, so today it is my great honor to welcome back to Santa Rosa one of our most popular and beloved guest speakers, and in this case, guest musicians too. If you haven't yet met her, Reverend Cynthia James is a treasured speaker in our movement. She is a teacher, she's a coach, and you might also have seen her on the cover of Science of Mind magazine last month. She has spent over 2 decades working with people and organizations to help them to find their own unique voice through healing old habits, cultivating authenticity, and claiming our freedom. We are honored today to share with you Reverend Cynthia's unique voice. Please give her a warm CSL Santa Rosa welcome. Welcome, Reverend Cynthia James.
Good morning. A little bit faster. No matter what the circumstance, no matter what the pain, I'm here to live a life of love. I got everything to gain. I was born to be a winner. I was born to be free. Born with the answer of really being me. So no matter how the pain arrives, no matter how I feel, inside of me there is a light to guide the path to heal. I was born to be a winner. I was born to be free. Born with the answer of really being me. Now I'm living in a space of a joyful dance. I do not see an end. I'm moving through this life with a smile on my face. I have no more need to pretend. No matter what relationship push me to when I call. I was born to be a winner. I was born to be free. Born with the answer of really being me. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ooh, no matter what the circumstance, no matter what the pain, I'm here to live a life of love. I got everything to gain. I was born to be a winner. I was born to be free. Born with the answer of really being me. Shwa-da-dee-da. I'm really being me. Ba-doo-doo-da, really being me. Ba-da-dee-da. Really being me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all got a great band here. So, thank you, Dr. Edward. Thank you, Reverend Russ, the entire team here for inviting me. I love your community. You walk in this door, and don't you feel it? It's like an exhale coming through these doors. So I'm grateful. What I want to talk to you today about is the fact finding your voice is a path to freedom. Ernest Holmes says that freedom is like we are all seeking self-expression because freedom is our divine inheritance. You are an unrepeatable, unique spark of the divine. Nobody else like you on this planet. Never has been, never will be. You have come here with so many unique talents and gifts that only you can deliver the way that you came to deliver them. So how come you're not? I'm asking that question because so many of us, we're living a very interesting time, don't you think? It's like division and families aren't talking to each other and people are like condemning and judging and doing all of this stuff. I guess we have forgotten interconnection, and I guess we have forgotten that every voice matters. Every heart, every expressive nature matters. For me, finding your voice is about awakening, becoming aware. I have been on this planet for 7 decades, and I'm saying that to you, and there's a part back here going, who said that? Because I feel young, I feel vital, I feel excited, I'm enjoying my life, I'm doing all the things I love. You know, these principles work. I mean, these principles saved my life, as a matter of fact. And, you know, I am living the life that I manifested through being in alignment and attuned with the divine. I'm not an exception. I'm just an example, and I think that's why I love speaking so much, because I get to be on platforms where I get to tell people, do you know how fantastic you are? Do you know how spectacular you are? You know, and that you have everything you need within you to create this extraordinary life. So it's interesting that I'm up here, you know. I just released my 5th book and my 8th album. And thank you. Thank you. And this last book is called Does My Voice Matter? And I wrote it because every decade of my life, there were a lot of things happening culturally, and I was responding and behaving, reacting to those cultural things. So what I want you to know is whether you're thinking about it or not, you are responding to what's happening in our cultures. And the question becomes, how are you responding? How are you reacting? Are you stepping boldly out to bring your true self, or are you pulling back your energy because it's too scary out there? And either is fine, except what I want you to know is if you are not bringing your full self, you are depriving someone, something, someplace that needs your energy, your light, your love. So today I want to tell you 3 things that I've learned in these decades. The first one is that challenges are portals of transformation. You don't always know that when you're in it because it doesn't feel good. But when I was a teenager, 2 things happened in a period of 2 weeks that began some kind of thinking mechanism that was a shift for me. I mean, I grew up in a crazy family, and there was a lot of trauma, and my biological father was an alcoholic. My stepfather was a pedophile, and, abuse and trauma had gone through generations of people in my family. And so the whole concept was keep your head down, stay out of trouble, but I had a loud mouth. And I wanted to express, and I wanted this thing. So I was like flipping between the two, right? So I'm in grade school. No, it was junior high. And they had this posture contest. Now, there was only girls in it wearing bathing suits, but I'm sure that's another conversation. So I was really skinny. And my mother, we were on welfare, so my mother said, what is happening with this top? Okay. My mother said, okay, we're going to get you a swimming suit. So she takes me to this department store, and this beautiful sales lady helps, and we find this yellow swimming suit. And it's really great, and it fits really great, except I'm flat-chested. And so the lady says, don't worry, I've got these inserts. And I was appalled. I'm like, falsies? No. And she says, no, you're going to see. They're really small. You're going to look really natural. And I went, oh, okay. So she puts them in. I did. I looked really good, y'all. And so there the contest comes. And you have to stand up in a line, and then you have to turn this way, and then you have to turn this way, then you have to turn this way. And then the teacher goes behind each one and puts her hand over the head of each one, and then the student body claps for the one they like the best, right? Yeah, I know. Hello. Sounds like Miss America, before it became Miss America. Anyway, so she's doing this, and she gets to me, and everybody stands up and they cheered. Okay, this was the first time I felt beautiful. I thought, wow. This is really good. So I lived in Minneapolis. There's a lot of lakes there, right? And so on the weekends, my cousins and I would go to this lake called Calhoun. So now I'm in my yellow swimming suit, y'all. I get out of the car and I stroll slowly so that everyone can see me. And I lay down my blanket and I lay on it. I'm not going to get in the water right away so that everybody sees how fabulous I am, right? And then I stroll to the water. Now, I can swim because in my school, there was a swimming pool, and swimming was mandatory. So I get to the edge of the water, and I get in there. Y'all, I do my most fabulous side stroke. I do my most amazing backstroke. I'm just looking so great. And then I decide I'm going to dive under and come right up. Well, when I dive under, the inserts pop out. Mortified. And when you're in the water and you're trying to catch something, it moves, right? So here I am trying to catch, and it's moving all over, and my cousins are cracking up, and I finally get them, and I'm mortified as I come out of the water. When I get to the edge of the water, something happens that today I know was a spiritual voice. Something inside of me says, it doesn't matter, you're a winner. So 2 weeks later, I am in the swimming pool for swimming class. Now, those of you in this audience who are African American will know what I'm talking about. When we get in our hair, in our water, our hair does this. Y'all get in and it goes like this. But here's the thing. When I was in school, if your hair did this, you were the point of ridicule and jokes and making fun of you. So every black girl I knew was like, do not get your hair wet. So we would put these things on, and then we'd put 2 swimming caps on to make sure that we weren't going to get wet. So it's the end of the class, and the teacher says, okay, Cindy, go down to the end and dive in and then swim down to the shallow end. Fine, I know how to do that. So I get up there and I dive in, and something happens to the swimming cap, and it pops off. The black girls in the pool are like, uh-oh. So I get out of the pool and I walk to the teacher and I say very quietly, listen, I live 10 minutes from here. I need to go home and fix my hair. She goes, absolutely not. I go, no, you don't understand. If I don't go home and fix my hair, they're not just going to make fun of me today. It's going to be ongoing, and it's going to be painful. She looked me dead in the eye, turned her back, and said, this conversation is over. Go to class. Choice point, y'all. I could go to class and have them make fun of me, or go home and take care of myself. I chose to go home and take care of myself. Now, my mama was a single mom, highly emotional. So the thought of telling her that I left school when they told me not to leave school was scary. But as I'm telling her this story, instead of her getting emotional, she says, why did you make that choice? So I tell her, right? She goes, okay, we have to go back to the principal's office tomorrow because they won't let you back in school without me. I go, okay. So we go in. Now, this is what I need to tell you. My mother was one of the most inward, shy, emotional people. So as this principal is there, going on and on about how I'm disobedient and she should be ashamed of me and my behavior was unacceptable and blah, blah, blah. My mother is doing nothing. And I'm like looking at her, and he's looking at her. She very calmly says, are you complete? And the guy goes, yes. She says, do you have any idea how hard it is to be a colored girl of this age in this school? And he looked at her, and I looked at her. She said, she is not a disobedient child. She's an A student. She's in a lot of activities. But she chose to take care of herself so that she would not be ridiculed and the object of attention that was painful. So whatever you want to pass out, it's okay, we'll take it. She did what she had to do. So he rambled on a little bit more, handed a pink slip and said, you're going to be on probation for 2 weeks after school. You got to do all detention stuff. So he hands me the pink slip, and I walk with my mother down the hall, and she's walking me back to class, but we're not saying anything. And I'm thinking, I don't know if this is over. We get to the door. She looks at me, and she says, I do not like disobedient children. But what you did was to take care of yourself, and I am very proud of you. And she kissed me on the cheek, and we never spoke about it again. That was such a representation of what God does. When you take care of you, God takes care of you. When you don't take care of you, God takes care of you and goes, I'll wait. I got time. Interesting choice you're going to make there. Love you anyway. But the thing about it is that those 2 moments taught me that no matter what it looks like, whatever challenge is going on, it's a moment of choice. It's a portal of transformation. I want you to think about your life. Every moment before something fantastic happened, there was some kind of transitional thing happening. For those of you who have birthed children, you know what it means, that transition means before the baby comes, right? But when that baby comes onto the planet, joy, beauty, light. Whatever you're going through now, and a lot of us are going through a lot of things, pandemic sat humanity down. Whatever we're going through, the question is, what do I want? How do I want to live? How do I want to grow? How do I want to expand? Because this is just a moment filled with energy and information. It does not define me. The past does not define us. I did a TED Talk on that. Like, no matter how crazy my childhood and what the ancestry was, I get to choose how I want to live, how I want to stand, who I want to be on this planet, and the same is true for you. Second thing I want to tell you, judge not by appearances. It's so interesting that we really don't love change. We say, I want to change, God. I want more, but let me stay comfortable. You don't really want me to go through that door. But the thing is, it's like we are all one, really. I take people on pilgrimages all around the world. And last October, I took a group to Egypt. And we got there a day early, and we were in a beautiful hotel. And so my husband and I were at the pool, and we were having lunch and resting. And this Muslim woman comes in with her husband, and I knew she was Muslim because she was covered black all around and over her body. It was her swimming suit, right? And she was a little bit afraid of the water, so she gets in the water, and her husband is so loving, and he's like supporting her. And I'm looking at her, and this is what happened in my mind. My first thought was, isn't she beautiful? My second thought was, I wonder if she's hot. Then my third was like, I wonder how these women feel about wearing all this stuff over. I went down this rabbit hole. Nobody in there but me and the rabbit. But I was down there. So we finish, and the next day we get up for breakfast and we go into the room, and I'm sitting at my table, and in she walks with her husband, looking exquisite. I do not know what made me do this, y'all, but I got out of my seat and I walked over to him and I said, "Do you all speak English?" He said, "Yes, we do." I turn to her and I say, "You are exquisite." And this is what she said. "I have loved you from the moment I saw you." I went, and her husband went. She said, "You walk with this confidence. And I watched you work out in the pool to the music, so much freedom. So not caring what anybody thought, just enjoying your life. I want that." And I went, "Wow, thank you." And then without a blink, she throws her arms around me and gives me this hug. Y'all, it was a moment of oneness that I will never forget. That woman and I saw each other, held each other. There was no separation. Didn't matter what color, what culture, what religion. None of that mattered. In that moment, we were connected. And so as we separate, her husband, I think, probably had not seen her act like that. And my group was staring at me like, what is that? And we just kind of did a simple little bow to one another. I'll never see that woman again, probably. But she gifted me with so much love in that moment. When you're not looking at people's appearances, when you're not looking at what their culture is, what their color is, what their belief systems are, there is a oneness there, a wholeness, a perfection that we are all a part of. And yeah, everybody you don't want to hug because they're interesting. But that doesn't mean you can't love them. you can't send light. My husband and I were getting coffee this morning, and there was a man clearly with mental illness who had newspapers, and his newspapers were his stage. So he was putting the newspapers down, and he was dancing around with the newspapers. And I thought, you know, except for grace, go I. And I just wanted to send that man love. Who knows what his story is? Who knows what he's going through? Who knows what his life was before this thing happened? But just imagine if we were spending our time, our energy, and our lives sending the vibration and the frequency of love to people beyond our opinions, beyond our judgments. What if we were doing that? Instead of putting our attention on what we don't want, how about we put our attention on what we do want? More love, more peace, more grace, more light. I am aware that there's a political divide. I am aware that there are racial divides. I'm aware that there's divides. But if we, the light workers, do not stand as the light, how will there be change? How will there be transformation? We got a whole lot going on trying to ignore or push away different facets of our community and our humanity. Really? We're all here together. Everybody wants love. Everybody wants to be held. Everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants to be known. Everybody wants to be understood. If we are in judgment and pushing segments away, we are adding to the divide. The last thing I want to tell you, though, is that you have an inner guidance system. Trust that inner guidance. Trust it. My family, the women in my family are all prophetic dreamers, and, you know, we kind of kept it quiet because if you told people what you dreamed and it was coming true, they kind of called you a witch. But it was the first my understanding of my intuition that lived within me. And what I want you to know is that inner guidance system, you know, is more powerful and more accurate than your GPS. You know, how many of you have had something in you say, don't go there, and you ignored it and went anyway, and it was interesting? Some of you married people in that instance. But here's the thing. You can trust it. So for several years before the pandemic, I did this thing called the Academy of Women Emerging, and it was all women entrepreneurs, and we supported them in building their businesses. And a woman named Janine came into my business, into AWE, and she was a transaction coordinator, which is really people who help with real estate and the administrative part of it. And she was doing okay in her business, but she wanted to grow it. And so she starts growing. And she wouldn't get up in front of the room. She would cry. I mean, it was just so fascinating. But one time when I was working with her, you know, I said, well, tell me something that was with you as a child that ignited you. She said, oh, I like to write. I said, oh, write something for me. She goes, oh, no, really? I go, yeah, really. So she writes this poem, and I'm like, uh-oh, you're a poet. So right around that time, George Floyd gets killed, right? And she writes this poem about breathing room that was outstanding. She even made a video of it. Her name is Janine Valentine. If you go on YouTube, you'll find this video called Breathing Room. But this is what I want to tell you. She's always been an adventurer, and so she goes to the Maldives, and she's diving with a group of people, and just before they are to come back to get on the plane, she tests positive for COVID. She's in a Muslim country. She's a woman. She doesn't have a lot of money, and she can't get on a plane, so she has to stay in a hotel just isolated. So she had to ration her money, but the only thing that she could do was she could walk out the door and go to the beach and sit on this wood and write. And what started coming through was these reflective moments that were so incredible about who she was and who she came here to be, and how powerful she was, and how God worked through her. The incredible thing about that is when she came home, she had written so much that it had become a book. And it's called Both Things Are True. What I want to tell you, though, is she learned there was that she was always guided. That through that entire journey, even up to the moment where she's trying to get on the plane to go home, angels kept guiding her and taking her in different paths and in bringing different people in front of her. Her intuitive knowing, she started looking at it, and all the way back through her life, she could see how she had been guided and supported. This is what I want you to know. You are not alone. You have never been alone. You will never be alone. God walks with you, talks with you, guides you. The question is, are you listening? And are you willing to trust it beyond your mind, trying to talk you out of your divinity? So I want you to just close your eyes in this moment. And I want you to just breathe. I want you to feel the seat that you're sitting. I want you to be aware that that seat is supporting you without any effort on your part. What if you knew that the divine was doing the exact same thing? So I want you to breathe. As we move into prayer, what I want you to do is just breathe and let come to your mind something in your moment that may be challenging you. Because it's a portal. It's a portal of healing and transformation. So breathe it in. What I want you to do in this moment is to very gently, very lovingly be aware of that challenge or that thing that you want to shift. And very lovingly become aware that you are in a field of infinite possibility, love and light, joy and grace. This is the field of the absolute. One power, one life, one mind, one heart. And you swim in that sea because you are an emanation of that energy, of that field, of that grace, of that peace. So you stand in that awareness with such power and such light. And you very gently give thanks for your life, that you awoke this morning, that you breathe, that you could come to this amazing spiritual community, that no matter what is going on in your mental, physical, spiritual life, God is there. And so you very gently in this moment choose to take that challenge that has come forth and you place it on the altar of light, recognizing that it can transform in any moment because there is goodness for you there. And call in what you choose. I choose love. I choose peace. I choose grace. I choose light. I choose harmony. I choose abundance. I choose freedom. I choose to bring my voice forward. And as we do that, there is an energy and a frequency that is happening in this room that is vibrating out into Santa Rosa and across this country and across the waters, lifting up humanity. Reminding humanity that we are here. Every man, woman, and child on this planet, we are sending love. The ecosystems, the animal kingdom, the plant world, the water world, we're sending love and light. Anybody in this community who is suffering, we're sending light and we're sending love. We're giving thanks for this community and the uplifting of its vibration and the ways in which it serves on this planet. We give thanks. We trust this process. We trust the divine. And so in this moment, we say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And it is from this place I can release the word into the law. It is from this place I can absolutely celebrate that something magical, magnetic is happening right here, right now, right where we are. And so I give thanks, and I trust it, and I allow it to be. And I say, and so it is. Amen. Thank you so much.
Can we give some more love to the fabulous Reverend Cynthia James? Thank you for that. And now is the time of our service where we get to share our voice through the practice of spiritual circulation. And at our center, we have a number of ways that if you choose to give financially that you can give. The first being our text to give, where you can send a text message with the dollar amount that you'd like to give to 707-675-2399. If it's your first time, it will walk you through how to set up your payment method. And then afterwards, you can just text, $1 million, and it's totally cool. Yeah. We also have online giving at csl.org/donate, where you can give online, and it'll also tell you how you can mail a check. A lot of people like to mail checks to us. And we have auto giving. If you go to the info desk after service, or if you send an email to the wonderful Linda Han, that will set you up where you can just set it and forget it if that's what you want to do. Finally, we also will be passing the baskets here because we're doing that again. But before we do that, I wanted to invite us into our ritual of gratitude. So if it feels comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes and call to mind something that happened to you in this past week that fills you with joy, a moment where you just felt connected to that divine one and felt its love and its joy and its goodness within you. And now imagine that that goodness is expanding to fill this whole room. Imagine that it's infusing whatever gift you give, whether it's of your volunteering, your consciousness, or your financial good, and allow it to inform that. And please repeat after me. I bless my gift. I send it forth to heal and prosper. It does amazing things in the world. And so it is. Ushers, please receive the gift.
Okay, you get to sing with me. I'm going to teach you something. Are you ready? Here we go. Stop. Pause. Look. Listen. Now here, I'm going to sing it to you. Stop. Pause. Look. Listen. Stop the chaos, pause the conversation, look inside and listen. Stop the chaos, pause the conversation, look inside and listen. There's nothing to stop your freedom, nothing to stop your destiny, nothing to limit your expression. There's nothing outside of you. Here we go. Stop. Pause. Yeah. Look. Listen. This side, I like to hear you. Stop. Pause. Look. Listen. Stop the fighting, pause your judgments, look inside and listen to your heart. Stop the fighting, pause your judgments, look inside and listen to your heart. Nothing outside to push you, nothing outside to rescue your soul, nothing outside to heal all the wounds. There's nothing outside of you. Here we go. Stop. Pause. Whoa, whoa, look. Listen. One more time. Here we go. Stop. Pause. Any idea how incredible you are? That you have come here as an unrepeatable spark of the divine. So amazing, so dynamic, so mighty, that the universe is just applauding and celebrating your existence. You have come here, and the world is waiting. So this is my invitation. Stop. Come on. Pause. Look. Listen. Yeah. So, stop your fighting, hold your judgment inside and listen to your heart. Stop the fighting, hold your judgment inside and listen to your heart. All that you need's on the inside, so open your heart and mind. There's a world waiting for you. All you need to do is start. Stop. Pause. Look. Hey, listen. Yeah. Stop. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right. Thank you so much for the gifts that you share. We exist because of those gifts. We're able to do what we do. We're able to have amazing speakers like Reverend Cynthia James because of those gifts. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And speaking of the fabulous Reverend Cynthia James, did you know that today she is presenting a workshop? She is. And you can join that after our second service at 1 p.m. in person here after our second service. That'll be right over in Wagoner Hall. And Reverend Cynthia, as you've heard, believes that your voice is the most powerful instrument for fulfilling your soul's mission, and that when you open to its power, your life can shift in beautiful ways. So if that sounds thrilling to you, it sounds thrilling to me, please sign up on our website by clicking the photo of the butterfly on the lavender, or you can see Linda Han at the info desk. We'll also be able to take walk-ins over at Wagoner Hall too, if you're paying with like cash or check. So the cost for that is only $25. And as you heard from Reverend Cynthia, she is an amazing teacher, and it is going to be a wonderful, wonderful time together. So we really hope that you'll enjoy this once-in-a-lifetime workshop. Yeah? Okay. All right. Speaking of another amazing thing that is going to be back next Sunday on March 12th, our wonderful AIDS Life Cycle team is back, and they've got another delicious bake sale for us. So you can enjoy all of their wonderful baked goodies between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Between our 9 a.m. and our 11 a.m. services, sorry. So be sure to stop by and show your support for them, get some baked goods, and we're just so grateful that they're doing this now for the 8th year in a row. And all of their proceeds that they have to raise to be able to ride in the AIDS life cycle, that goes towards HIV and AIDS research and treatment. So we want them to ride. They've been able to ride, and this year they have to raise $3,500 per rider for the 545-mile trip from San Francisco to Los Angeles. It's an amazing thing that they're doing. We hope that you'll support them. And of course, you get delicious baked goodies out of it too, so everybody wins. Now, do you find yourself in the middle of the week missing the joyful community that you get here on Sunday? Maybe looking for that midweek spiritual pick-me-up? Well, if that's you, don't worry. We have you covered. You'll be able to join me this Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. for our midweek service, where you can get that spiritual pick-me-up, and we're going to continue our daily examination of the science of mind teaching that Dr. Edward kicked off for us last Wednesday. Chris Ritchie is also going to be playing some beautiful meditation music for us. Of course, I will bake bread. So we'll have some delicious fresh bread and tea and goodies and wonderful community. So I just want to say I am so thrilled that all of the faces that I continue to see on those Wednesday evening services, it's such a wonderful time, and just getting to share that time with you in, it feels a little bit like more of an intimate setting. We do it right out in the social hall, and it's a wonderful way to just keep on doing that spiritual practice and finding our way back to spirit. So I hope you will join us there. Also, and this is very important, our annual member meeting is fast approaching and is going to be on Sunday, March 26th at 1 p.m. So if you went through our new member class here at our center and you are an active member, please be sure to sign up for this meeting as soon as you possibly can, because we need to reach our quota of members so that we can hold a quorum, and that allows us to do business according to what our bylaws require. So you can get more info about that and register on our website by clicking on the photo of the vineyard. Also, I am thrilled to announce that Spirit Walks are back. I know many of you have been asking me, when are they coming back? And the answer was always, when it's not raining anymore. So we're going to try. We're going to try this Saturday, March 11th at 10 a.m., and we're going to do it at Riverfront Regional Park, which we've done in the past, and we're going to do a walk around the lake. So I'm so excited to get to walk with you all again, and please let us know, though, if you are coming by clicking on the photo of the sneakers on our website. That way, if it does decide that it's going to rain crazily, I can let you all know about any changes to the plans. But barring that, we are planning to walk that day. So dress accordingly. Make sure you're wearing your mud-proof shoes, because it might be a little bit wet out there, but we're going to do it anyway, yeah? Finally, please remember that next Sunday, March 12th, is when daylight savings time kicks in. Yes, I know, that thing is back already. So please make sure that you're aware that we're going to lose an hour, otherwise you might miss service. And we don't want that. And now, please enjoy a video from our March nonprofit partner, Forget Me Not Farm. Their office director, Nate Rathman, also will be out in the social hall after service today if you'd like to stop by and find out more about what they do and share your support for the amazing work that they do in the world. Thank you for being with us today, and I'll be back in just a moment.
The Forget Me Not Farm has been helping at-risk youth in Sonoma County for over 30 years, providing animal-assisted therapy and horticultural therapy to children in need. The mission of the Forget Me Not Farm is to be a haven for children and animals to bond and break the cycle of abuse. At the Forget Me Not Farm, we believe deeply in the restorative and transformative power of human-animal interactions and intentional time spent tending the land. The farm is an animal sanctuary and permanent home to over 50 rescued farm animals. We have animals of all shapes and sizes to work with our diverse population of youth, who range in age from 3 years old all the way up to 18 and beyond. Whether it's the goofy goats, the shy alpacas, the curious pigs, the powerful and regal horses, or the fun feathered chickens, Each animal can help children find a friend who's also had a bumpy start to life but is doing better now. We reinforce the core principles of caring, nurturing, empathy, and compassion through the animal husbandry and the positive modeling of our adult volunteers. In addition to working with the animals, we have cultivated an acre of land for produce. The youth are part of farming from seedling to harvest. The gardens teach the youth so many valuable lessons. Growing their own produce fills them with a sense of pride. It can serve to teach them about proper nutrition. The gardens also instill a sense of stewardship towards the land and serve to bring principles of environmentalism into action. The 10,000 pounds of produce that come out of our gardens and go home with youth is a way to promote community. As the program participants nourish those at their schools and their homes, as they proudly share the fresh vegetables and fruits with those close to them. The Forget-Me-Not Farm is honored to partner with and be supported by the Center for Spiritual Living. We can't do this work alone, and with your help, we can continue to make a lasting and powerful change in our community. On behalf of the Forget-Me-Not Farm, thank you.
I don't know about you, but I'm fond of the alpacas. So it's time for us to close out our service, but before we do, I wanted to invite you to take advantage of our after-service prayer offerings. If you're online, we have our Zoom prayer option for you where you can join the Zoom room and our prayer practitioners will have a confidential prayer with you about anything that you want to pray about. If you're looking for more support or if you just want somebody to share in the joy of life with you, our practitioners are glad to do that. We also have our wonderful practitioners here in the room that are able to pray with you after service. Wave to everyone, practitioners, hi. They can pray for you in person, and if you'd like to do that, check in at the desk over in the corner there, and our practitioner host will direct you to a practitioner who will know the truth for you. All right, so if you're able, if you would like to, please go ahead and stand and repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, life is in my body, and life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I accept it, just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Please know with me that you are never alone, that Spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that you're guided, sustained, and inspired by a presence that expresses itself as you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly so that in everything that we do, say, and think, we honor this divine presence within. And so it is. Please be sure to check out the new art exhibit from Jim Thomason and Gail Mardfin on your way out and enjoy our closing music.
I release, I let go, let the